Welcome you once more. I welcome you once more. This is where we conscientize ourselves. This is where we motivate ourselves. Recently, we have seen several things, several reasons why we should be demotivated. Several things happening why we should be demotivated. Nigeria is a demotivating factor. The fact that you have any sort of connection to Nigeria is a very, very demotivating factor. But we wake up to this radio so that we can motivate ourselves, not by listening to fake news or false information or things that are irrelevant, that have no relevance in your problem, in the situations that you're going through in your life, but by motivating each other through honesty. Through honesty, you cannot solve a problem when you are dishonest to the problem. You must first accept the problem as it is. You must first accept that, hey, there is a problem here. But as much as there is a problem, there is also a way. As much as there is a problem, there is also a way. Problem on its own is not something that you should die for or go crazy about. No, problem is there to be solved. And anytime you solve a problem, that time you become happier. That time you see that your level of reasoning, it's like it unlocks a door in your mental capacity. This is what happens with problem solving. And you cannot run away from problem solving because the the design of the Nigerian state has been able to box your mind, box our minds. We cannot stop problem solving. We cannot run away from our problems. Rather, we face them head on. We solve our problems. We become better people. We become even happier. If you are anywhere in Biafra land, if you are listening from Biafra land, or in some parts of the zoo, all you need to do is go to your radio, your transistor radio, and go to 102.1 FM. 102.1 FM. We are also streaming live on satellite. We are also streaming live on various apps such as Radio Biafra and IPOB Community Radio. These are low data usage apps that you can download from your app store. Very easy to download. We are also on Simple Radio. If you have the app called Simple Radio, all you need to do is go and search for Radio Biafra and you'll find us on Simple Radio. We are all over the place. You can listen to us from basically almost from anywhere. Even on our website, you can listen to us via radiobiafra.co, radiobiafra.co, and ipob.org. You will be able to read the latest news about the struggle, about Biafra, and about a whole lot of things. You can also even donate. If you go to ipob.org, you'll be able to donate. Therefore, there is no reason why you cannot join us in this march to mental emancipation. There is no reason why you cannot join us. Therefore, I encourage you to share this information with everyone that you can so as to encourage them to be mentally emancipated. Do not forget to like and follow us on our various platforms on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. We are everywhere. Everywhere. Facebook, yes, very restrictive. It restricts us from spreading the gospel, but that doesn't mean we must stop airing on Facebook. No, we will continue. They are the ones who will get tired. They are the ones who will get tired, not us. We are Biafrans, warriors, emulators. Warriors fight like Biafrans, not the other way around. Therefore, it doesn't matter what it is that you're going through. It is morning, time to rise and shine. Time to open up your eyes to the possibilities of today. Time to open up your heart as well to the possibilities of today. I also want to remind you that this program will be aired on various platforms. In case you miss this morning's broadcast, you know that it will be still aired on various platforms like BTV. We have BTV app, not just on Facebook. We also have BTV, that is Biafra Television. So it will be aired on such platforms and various platforms actually, even on Twitter, Rapture Media, IPOB Rapture Media, on Twitter, even on Facebook. Biafran Times. I'm trying to remember the Facebook pages. There are lots of them that you can listen to our gospel from. And at the same time, talking about gospel, I want to ask Nigeria government to release the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is the man who started this gospel of mental emancipation. This is a man who committed no crime but has been in the DSS dungeon. I remember when, what's his name? The leader of this other northern leader. There is this other northern leader. I remember when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was campaigning for his release. Despite the differences, despite him being a northerner, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not see that as anything different. This man could be Fulani for all I know, but he's human. He should not be subjugated. He shouldn't have to fight because he's trying to express himself. And this is the kind of, should I say, the kind of rallying together that Onyendu deserves. This is what Onyendu deserves. Onyendu does not deserve the torture that Nigeria government is torturing him. Onyendu does not deserve the abuse that the Nigerian government is subjecting him to. This is a peaceful, loving man who, despite the frustrations of the Nigeria government, despite Nigeria government doing everything they can in order to criminalize this innocent man, he has said, you guys are ready to go to war for me. Make sure that Biafra is calm. Make sure that there is peace in Biafra land. This is a man, despite every, what's that word I'm trying to find? Despite all that Nigeria government has done, he has kept his cool. Because this is a man that is demanding for Nigeria to obey the democratic process that they say they embody. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya on the 19th of June 2021 by the Nigeria government. He was tortured in Kenya for 8 days, after which he was extraordinarily renditioned into Nigeria. And since then, he has been held unlawfully in the DSS solitary confinement in Abuja. All of these things are happening even though the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention declared that the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a violation of international human rights conventions. All of this is happening despite the ruling of their own courts that discharged and acquitted this innocent man. Yet Nigeria government has continued to ignore these rulings. Nigeria government has continued to ignore the law. They have continued to destroy the law, their own law and international law. They are continuing to say to the international community that there is a place of lawlessness in this world. They are trying to tell the international community that the United Nations is incapable of bringing a peaceful, any matter to a peaceful conclusion. This is what Nigeria government is saying to the world. This is not me saying, this is what Nigeria government is saying through their actions, through ignoring the laws that they themselves made in Nigeria, ignoring the laws that they signed up to. This is exactly what they are saying. And we are telling the world this cannot continue. This cannot continue. This is not even the first time that the Nigeria government has tried such an act. In 2017, 14th day of September 2017, Nigeria government went to the home of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to assassinate him. They went to his home to assassinate him. This is despite Mazen Nnamdi Kanu getting ready to appear in their own court. Few hours later, they went in to assassinate him. Thankfully, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu managed to escape. But the Nigeria government ended up killing at least 28 people in his home that day. I've been reminded several times that a lot of people was also killed on that day by the same Nigeria army. A lot of Biafrans was killed on the same day, not restricting the numbers to 28. 28 is the number of people that died in his home, that died at the hands of the Nigeria army in his home. And before that, while the Nigeria army, the Nigeria security was coming to his house, they were killing, they were slaughtering people. As they left, they were slaughtering people on their way out. So the number is so much that I cannot put it together. We can only talk about the 28 people who were massacred in his home. The Zoo government did not end there. They went to Kenya to abduct this innocent man. And we live in a world where tomorrow Kenya is going around the world talking about democracy. Tomorrow Nigeria is going around the world talking about democracy. Tomorrow Britain is going around the world talking about democracy, talking about how they are such civilized people. But really, look around the world, you find out that the problem of the world is really these people. It is really these people. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, what crime did he commit? Nothing. He just presented solution to the numerous issues that have been plaguing Nigeria. For decades, since the inception of Nigeria, Nigeria has been going through these problems. What are these issues? These issues include corruption. These issues include political instability. These issues include human rights abuses. These issues include economic mismanagement. These issues include ethnic tension. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu believes that these problems are leading Nigeria towards an abyss of hopelessness and insecurity. And this is the state that Nigeria has descended into since Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was abducted. Like a prophet, his words are coming to pass. And he presented Nigeria with a way out of these problems through a United Nations supervised referendum. He presented Nigeria with a way out, even though a lot of Biafrans will say, we do not care about a referendum, we just want out. Even though a lot of Biafrans will say, keep your referendum, we know that we are done. When you go through the news, you see things happening that makes you question the unity of Nigeria, that makes you ask yourself, why are these people together? Why is this a country? Why is this a country? A country where their embassy, like I said yesterday, has an Oduduwa symbol right there. The Nigerian embassy, the Nigerian consulate in London, in Britain, has Oduduwa a mask out there, right there. But a private company owned by an Igbo cannot cannot have an attire that has a material, a picture of the Igbo people's history. This is the kind of country that Nigerians has found themselves. A country where there is nepotism, a country where there is a high level of bigotry, especially ethnic bigotry. And these are people, the bigots are those who are in charge of the lives of the people. They are the ones that are in charge of the lives of the people. Even the army cannot protect themselves. The army cannot protect themselves because it is a terrorist organization. How do you think they will protect themselves? How can they protect themselves? Terrorist organization. Not qualified in any way. Not qualified in any way. Just like every other department in the Nigeria system is not qualified and destructive to the people. Look at the court, for instance. Biafrans are illegally held in different solitary confinements. Biafrans are being killed every day. Biafrans are being illegally arrested, that is abducted, every single day. And what is the place of the court? The court is not doing nothing. The Nigerian court is not doing nothing. Therefore, you must understand when a Nigerian speaks about the system and the way the system is non-functional. It is a design. It is that way, operational that way by design. That is the way that the Nigerian system works. That is just the way that it works. It is by design. And I am encouraging each and every one of you, go on Facebook, on our app, IPOB Community Radio and Radio Biafra. Go download these apps. It is better for you there because on Facebook, you know what is happening on Facebook. You know what is happening on Facebook. We do not have any confidence in the Nigerian court. That is a matter of fact. There is no Nigerian that has confidence in the Nigerian justice system. None. Even the president himself doesn't have any confidence in the Nigerian justice system. There is no Nigerian that trusts the court. Nigerians only trust the money, their own money, the money they can use to influence the court. And because they know that the court is pliable, that the court can be moved from one side to the other, then how will they have any kind of confidence in such a system? And recently we have shown to the world why Nigeria court is a failure and why Nigerians have no justice. Why there is nothing like justice in Nigeria. It is because of their own court. Nigerian courts have shown that they are not independent and as such that they cannot make decisions and have it implemented. The corruption that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu spoke about in the Nigerian system, it has eaten deep. Actually, it didn't even need to eat deep because it is part of the foundation. Part of the foundation. It is even in the judiciary. It is in the judiciary. And like I said, every other system of Nigeria is just, every other department of Nigeria is just like that. I remember my secondary school days in government secondary school over. They call it collage, Omu Collage, as we were called. So you know that collage and Fedi, that is Federal Girls College over there. Fedi, we call them Fedi. Anybody in Owerri knows this names that I'm calling, Federal Collage and Fedi. They share a fence. So when you pass our school gates after school, that is after school, especially at the front gate, You know the front gate, the one by Okigwe Road. You will see the students hanging around the school. You know, teenage boys and girls. A school that shares a boundary. Teenage boys and girls. You know how you understand how teenage life is, where everything is so exciting. Every single thing is so exciting. As teenagers, we wanted to just experience life. As teenagers, we want to experience life. So what do? We build relationships. We build connections. We get involved in things that we think are meaningful to us. We get involved in situations that gives us experience. We get involved in connections, both the useful connections and the connections that are not useful, both the ones that were useful then and today are not useful, but the ones that were not useful at any point in time. We build such relationships. We build such relationships. This is the life of a teenager. I'm trying to take you back memory lane as a teenager. I want you to feel that feeling again, that excitement. I'm not sure today's teenagers feel that's excitement. I am saying this because today things are so hard, things are so expensive. Even the teenagers who are not supposed to feel it, the teenagers who it is not supposed to be their problems, those who are not supposed to eat, this starvation is not supposed to be the problems of the teenagers. Today, they are feeling it. Today, things are hard even for them. Today, they are not living like teenagers anymore. Today, they are not living like teenagers anymore. That is why you find teenagers involved in all manner of things in Nigeria today. They are not even living like they are supposed to, carefree, because these are kids, carefree. They are not living as kids anymore. So I'm trying to take you back to that feeling that you had as a teenager, the connections you made, the useful ones and the less useful ones. The thing about building connection is some impact positively in our lives, while some contribute to our destruction. This is the thing about building connection. Some impact positively in our lives, while some will be our downfall. So even as a kid, we were taught about the friends we keep. We were taught every single day about the friends who keep, your friends who keep. They say, show me your friend and I'll show you who you are. They say, show me your friend and I'll show you who you are. Now, some say, show me your friend and I'll show you who you will become. So that is all about connection and the outcome at the end of the day. Connection and the outcome of such a connection, which means every connection you have made must make a mark on you. Every connection that you have made must make a mark on you. Now, when you look at the connection of Nigeria, the situation of Nigeria, the way Nigeria is connected, you understand that this is not what's the word I'm trying to use? Like-minded people. Nigeria, you cannot build a society with people that are not like-minded. Everybody going in different directions. In physics, when you heat up a matter, the cells begin to expand. It begins to go to different places, bounce off different surfaces. It becomes more active. That is the boiling point. It becomes active, very, very active, so active. that it begins to transform at the boiling point to another thing. The changes occurs at the boiling point. It has reached a level where it cannot contain itself. It has to expand. It has to expand into gas. There becomes a separation of hydrogen and oxygen, or whatever the process that happens, but it translates from that water, that liquid content, into a gaseous content, and it's released into the atmosphere. This is about connection, because that water gets connected to fire, it boils, and it changes, it transforms. This is the state of connection. This is what connection does. And look at your connection with Nigeria. Look at your connection with Nigeria. How has Nigeria turned you into? This is one of the reasons why we keep preaching going back to your roots, so that you understand where you are coming from. You understand how your people were living life in fullness. Everything was there. Even to the point where if you want to build a house, you don't even pay for building of a house. All you need is a land. And the way of our lives, our root, the way we have lived our life, our should I say, the policy of our nation. I'm not talking about Nigeria. Nigeria is not a nation. I'm talking about Biafra nation. Our policy is that every child, every son of that land must own a land, must have ownership of a land. Actually, everyone, not even only sons, even daughters. Because as a child, you don't have ownership of anything anyway. The time you now get married, you become an owner as a woman. And if you do not get married, you become an owner through your husband. And if you do not get married, you decide to stay at home, you still become an owner. They give you a place to take care of, to cultivate. Now, if you have children that are coming after you, for instance, people who do not get married and they have children in their father's house, their children now inherit the land that has been given to they inherit something from their grandfather. So you see, everybody, as soon as you are born, you have a land inheritance. If you want to build a house, the community comes together for you. Now imagine today that you want to build a house, and the type of house you want to build is perhaps this duplex, very nice duplex, or let's say a simplex. And then the community comes together and says, okay, this is the kind of thing we build for everybody, the kind of level we go to. And but because you want something different, we will give you the kind of services we give. Now, what do? I'm just saying normally, like, this is not the policy. I'm just saying perhaps if that were to be the case, with the kind of advancement that we have seen in this day and age, perhaps this would be our way of solving this problem, the disparities between what the community is offering and what you want. So you can now say, okay, since this is what you're offering and I want more, give me what you have and let me now pay for more. You see, it could even be that the community will say it doesn't matter, whatever you want to build, whether it's skyscraper, it is a community project. And people rally together. This is where we are coming from. This is the kind of society that we build for ourselves. Not this Nigerian that teenagers are suffering today. Teenagers go to bed hungry. Teenagers who can't even go to school because they can't afford it. They don't even have new clothes. They are worried sick about their parents that are kidnapped. They are worried sick about being sold after being kidnapped by terrorists. They are worried sick about the Nigeria police abducting and raping them. They are worried sick about the Nigeria army abducting and raping them, killing them, harvesting their organs. They are worried sick about these things. They have no time to spend as teenagers. A forced relationship, this is what Nigeria is. Nigeria is one of those connections that we have made that is detrimental to our own very existence. Nigeria is a cancer detrimental to our own very existence. Nigeria, which is a forced relationship where millions of innocent people was massacred under the pretense of bringing them closer as a nation. How do you go to people who are different individuals in different family, and then you go there, family of 5, family of 10, family of 4, you go there, you chop off their leaders' heads, you chop off anybody who even comes and say, as you knock on the door, somebody, their child comes out to open the door, you just chop off the head. And then you say, the parents run out, what is happening? You chop off their heads. The remaining ones, you bundle them, go into the other family, the same thing. You bundle everybody that is left, brought them together and say, I killed your parents and your other siblings because I want the remaining ones to be a family. How can such a forced relationship where millions of innocent people was massacred under the pretense of bringing them together as one union, how do you think that will work? How can that work? It can never work. If you want people to come together as one, there must be mutual respect, not the what is it called? The Oduduwas can wear their clothes and advertise, and even today demand for Oduduwa airline. But an Igbo man cannot dress in the way he wants to dress, and this is the policy of Nigeria. Nigeria has created this policy of division, yet forcing the people together. Yet they go around saying, the people have no. This is what one of them said some time ago, that the people have no inclination to unite, whereas they are the ones who built the disunity among these people. Who told them the people were not united before they came and formed this Nigerian, this zoo, this big zoological republic? The people were united. The people had their boundaries. They respected each other. How do you talk about unity when there is no respect? There is no respect. The government has put a demarcation that makes sure that there is ethnic problem every single time. Ethnicities turning against each other. It is a weapon amplified by the government, by Nigeria government, planted into the system and amplified by the Nigeria government. That is why today you cannot be proud to be a Nigerian. You cannot be proud to be a Nigerian. There is nothing even unifying Nigerians. Nothing, absolutely nothing unifying Nigerians. Nothing unifying Nigerians. Now, there is this thing, this write-up I want to read a bit as we continue. This write-up I want to read a bit. I'll read a few lines from it. It's a write-up by Mazi Chika Austin. I enjoy listening to Mazi Chika Austin and reading his write-ups. This one says, the price of being an Igbo Nigerian. I laughed when the younger generation of Igbo thought it was all about making money and joining the Nigerian politics, that the fellow can escape the Igbophobia in Nigerian official spaces. Phobia therapists all over the world have agreed that the greatest propeller of xenophobia is envy and jealousy. Those one is better than are naturally phobist to those who are better than them. Okay. Now, this is an introduction. I want to take you to the second paragraph that says, remember the weeping Ogbonnaya Onu Aka. Where is the justice? Who served under Buhari's government as an acute loyalist? When the time came, he was shown whom he was. That led to his weeping like a child. Today, the great Onyema of Air Peace, who is trying to put a dead country in Nigeria, is being attacked at official levels by those who are supposed to be proud of him. This is not the first time he is letting the world know that the menace Nigeria government officials are constituting against air peace. Okay. I brought this up because you need to understand that this is not the first time that this kind of uh, should I say it can't be racism, can it? Can it be racism? Do you think black people can be racist? Do you think, well, since we all categorize ourselves under the same race as black, then I guess it can't be racist. It won't be racism. But the question I asked, if black people can be racist, it's a general question. Racist against others, against Indians, against Chinese, against Europeans, against all of them, Asians, all of them. You think? Do you think black people is just a passing thought? Do you think black people can be racist? I don't think so. I don't think so. Even if I see a black man killing a white person because the person is white, which I do not commend, but what I'm saying is, even if it gets to that point right now, at this present generation, at this present day and age, I would not see it as racism. Why? Because you need to understand what led this person to this action. You cannot say, oh, because this is one race against the other, therefore it is racism. No. You must understand the person's mind. You treat that person as an individual. What led to this person killing this person? Because of this. What led to it? Is it because of the kind of trauma that even him did not even maybe he didn't even personally experience, that he inherited? You know, you can inherit trauma, just like Nigerians have inherited the trauma that they are going through, the Igbophobia that they have today. Once you see anything Igbo, you have been taught from childhood that you do not associate, you do not promote, even though you are one country, even though you want to force them into Nigeria, but you do not want anything good for them. What did they do? You don't know. It's just what you've been told. You do not know. You just don't know. It's what you've been told. There is this news from Vanguard News. It says London maiden flight, how we fought restriction of air peace return flight to rejected part of MMIA Onyema. Now, you know that this man works for the Nigerian state. You know. And this is an Igbo man. And despite his huge contributions, despite his massive contributions to Nigeria, not to the Igbo people, to Nigeria, despite his massive contributions to Nigeria, Nigeria treats him less than a dog. Less than a dog, I say. Nigeria treats him less than a dog. Despite his intelligence, despite his achievements, despite putting Nigeria in a global space, Nigeria treats him that way because he's Igbo. Now, people like Hope Uzodimma and what's his name? The Wike can decide, because I am being treated this way, I can decide not to be Igbo. You now change change your identity, trying to become somebody else. But the truth of the matter is that you can't change what happened in the past. Your identity is not even tomorrow. No, your identity is as a result of your past. Identity simply means I am identifying with these things that happened in my past that brought me here today. So even if Alain Onyema he cannot change who he is, even if he wants to. He cannot change who he is. You are Igbo. Why do you guys, I'm not talking about Alain Onyema right now, I'm talking now, at this point, this next statement I'm trying to make. Why do Igbo business people, especially those who have made money, why are they so hell-bent on serving people who do not love them, people who disregard them, people who do not value them, people who treat them, who has taken away every vestige of humanity from them? Why? Why is that the case? Okay, let me go back to this news. Vanguard. It says Chief Executive Officer of Air Peace, Dr. Allen Onyema, said yesterday that when his airliner returned from its maiden flight to London, some staff of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN, tried to restrict its landing to a rejected part of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, MMIA, Lagos, far from the new terminal. So you see how they are treating this man as an Igbo man, but they have other Nigerians in their flight, other Nigerians that could have been victims because they are chasing an Igbo man. And Nigerians are, it's just so, like I said yesterday, the problem of Nigerians is them. Those who still answer Nigeria, those who respect that name, their problem is themselves. Tomorrow, if something had happened, and because it's a very bad part of the airport, and if something had happened, who are the people who would die? Nigerians, isn't it? Isn't it? The Yoruba, the Fulanis, the Hausas, all of them, those that were in the plane. I'm sure the plane wasn't. It never said, "Oh, let us just have only Igbos in this plane." No. When Ale Onyema brought his plane to South Africa to bring people, most of the people that left were not even Igbos. Do you know? Most of those who left were not Igbos. The problem I have with our billionaires is they are not investing in themselves. Invest in yourself. You build a business. You think that is investing? You are not investing in yourself. You are not lobbying for your own people's freedom. You have a situation in the world where interfering, or let me just use the normal word, lobbying is legitimized, and with money. But you have the money, but you don't want to lobby for your people to ensure the betterment of your people, to ensure that when you go home, you are giving the best. Not the best because of the money you have, but because of the achievements you have been able to bring to your people. Nigeria will never regard you. It doesn't matter what your achievement is. It does not matter what your achievement is. Like I said, Nigeria is that connection that is detrimental to you. It is that connection that is detrimental to Nigerians. If you want people to come together as one, there must be mutual respect. Nigeria can never respect you. You cannot say that you respect those you abduct. You respect those you starve. You respect those you kill. You respect those that you destroy their businesses. You respect those that you demolish their properties. You cannot say that. It doesn't make sense. But this is what Nigeria is telling you every single day while they are doing something different to you, while their actions are saying different things. So for those who expect Nigeria to love and treat them fairly, you cannot have that. It's like expecting a teenage boy who met a teenage girl. So a teenage boy who met a teenage girl that he likes, and one day he makes sure that he corners the girl in a very lonely corner. You know, usually when you want to talk to a girl, you want to find a very secluded place where you can have your time, and talk to her without her feeling ashamed or you feeling ashamed. I'm talking about then when people really had respect. You try to follow her, even follow her for as long as you can until you find a very nice, comfortable place where you can really speak. Then you say, excuse me for a minute, can I talk to you? And then you start rapping. But then imagine this person following this girl and she thinks, oh, maybe he's looking for a very convenient place for us to talk. And then she, somebody who perhaps likes the guy as well. So she now stops at a place that is kind of people don't really pass that much. And then instead of the guy to now talk to her, the guy just jumps in and rapes her. And after raping her, he expects her to fall in love with him. He thinks, oh, I've raped her. I performed wonderfully well. He thinks, oh, I have performed wonderfully well in what I'm doing, in raping her. So I should be rewarded in the form of the lady loving me. I mean, is that not madness? Is that not madness? This is the situation with Nigeria, a country that has raped you, destroyed everything that makes you human, destroyed your dignity. How can this country love you? How can Nigeria love Nigerians? And you know it as much as I do. You know that the Zoological Republic of Nigeria will never have any good intentions for you. Whether you are Yoruba, whether you are Igbo, whether you are Hausa, whatever you are, Nigeria will never have any good intentions for you. Yes, Tinubu is there, but how is Tinubu affecting your life? What policies have you seen that Tinubu's government is implementing that is affecting you positively? Today, Yoruba people are what do you call it again? Protesting. Yeah, protesting. Forget these big ones who come to the newspaper and speak. These are the ones sharing the money with Tinubu. These are the ones who will never love you. You think because they are Yorubas like you, they will love you? They will never love you. You think Peter Obi loves Igbo people? Do you think so? Do you think so? Then why does he not speak up against the abductions of his people, but he goes to the north, to those that doesn't concern him, to speak for the north in order to add voice to their strength? But he will never speak for you. He will never speak for you. Now, look at the events happening. Look at Delta State on fire. This was posted 8 hours ago on. It says Delta on fire. Fear, tension erupt as gunmen attack school, abduct students. See what they demanded. That's okay. It says reports have emerged indicating that gunmen have adopted an unspecified number of students while traveling along the east-west road in Ughelli, Delta State. The incident is said to have occurred on Friday, March 29, although details remain scarce at the time of this report. According to Channels Television, the students who were traveling in a Sienna bus were returning from Calabar, Cross River State, when they were ambushed by the hoodlums. A security source quoted by Vanguard newspaper revealed that the kidnappers have demanded a ransom of 10 million naira for the release of the abducted students. The abduction has heightened concern about the security situation along the east-west road and raised alarm among students and travelers in the region. Authorities are yet to provide further information on the incident, but efforts are likely on the way to secure the safe release of the abducted students and apprehend the perpetrators. Now, when you ask yourself what efforts it is that they are putting money together to pay these people, have you ever heard where these terrorists, these Fulani kidnappers, these terrorists that the Nigerian army have, the criminals that they have groomed to terrorize our people? Have you ever heard where they were arrested after the payment of ransom? They only arrest them after they are done using them. But you can be sure that those who do this kidnapping, most of them, I'm not saying all of them, because we, like I said, have criminals that the Nigeria army, the Nigeria government have recruited to do their bidding. But most of them are Fulani terrorists. And the Nigeria government will never apprehend them. Never apprehend them. Despite the level of terrorism in Nigeria, Nigeria government recruits terrorists into the military. Now, how many of your Igbo frontline politicians are speaking for these people? How many of them? How many of them, I'm asking you? How many of them? Now, I was reading the news a few days ago that was talking about 2027. Peter Obi is now speaking about 2027. Sometimes I wonder what is wrong with Nigerians. I'm not talking about Nigerian politicians. I'm talking about the ordinary Nigerian that is facing this problem. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You allow these people to dictate your lives. You allow these people to rubbish your life, to make life worthless for you. When the election was going on, we told you that this guy wasn't going to win. He knew he wasn't going to win, but he went there. Why? To give you false hope. To further, he went there, took his contract. He went and got his contract on top of your head. For your head, he got his contract. He got his contract, and where are you? So many people got angry when the election was rigged, but you knew that election in Nigeria has always been rigged, and you made no alternative. You did not put anything in place. You did not. So sometimes I have said here, when was it, 2 days ago, that sometimes I do not have pity on Nigerians. Because when you look at how things happen, you ask yourself, are these people for real? Are they serious? Are they serious? So now let me go back to a story, because I started this program talking about what happened, my teenage life, and how exciting it is for teenagers. And the reason why I'm thinking of this, it's basically because I'm trying to find that post by Mazi Chinasanworu where he said, I'm trying to find it while I am speaking to you. I'm browsing the internet, trying to find it. Now, he spoke about Biafrans getting ready for to be. I'm trying to find it so that I won't use a wrong word that will be misunderstood. But it's about the possibility of Biafra military, Biafra army. And I was very, very excited about it. That made me feel like a teenager. It made me feel excited like a teenager. You know, that teenager that I used to be, carefree, not knowing what is happening. Not these days teenagers. These days teenagers who get to hear every day about the 36 Nigerian soldiers that were killed in ambush by terrorists in Nasarawa on the 18th of, is it July? Is it July? Or is it August? 18th of August. Around there, either 18th or 17th of August 2023. Teenagers who wake up to see their own brothers on the news as terrorists, as criminals, whereas this is somebody that they know will never even hurt a fly. This is somebody they know that perhaps he was sent out to buy a cup of rice and the Nigerian military abducted him. But in the north, they are being killed by terrorists and they are doing nothing about it. They do nothing because the army that they kill are killed on purpose. Because, I mean, what else do you say when you recruit terrorists into the army and then you take them to go and fight terrorists? What are you talking? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Where do you think their loyalty will lie? And the Nigerian army knows this. They know. It's not as if they are that dumb. They know. Yes, they are dumb, but they are not that dumb. They know. The Nigerian government, they know. But there is unity of purpose. Their purpose is to Islamize and Fulanize Nigerians. And whichever way they use, whichever way, they are the same people who brought terrorists in. They are the same people who brought terrorists in. They are the same people. So this is what teenagers wake up to today. Today, they wake up to such news. They wake up to such news today. But this news of Mazi Chinasanworu wrote, it got me so excited. So excited. And oh yes, thank you very much for sending it. Somebody just sent it to me. Yeah, let me read it for you. This is wonderful news. I saw somebody who posted and said, "Oh, we have been expecting it. I've been you know, umu autopilot India that said, "Oh, we want action." Now they will not get themselves ready, oh, Umokoko. That is to tell you that they are not there for you. These people are not there for you. Now that they have been told they won't be getting radio. I know a couple of them in South Africa who said, now we need more than press release. We we need more than this and that. We want action. We want guns. We want to be given guns. I want training and all of that. Now, most of them are quiet. They are not speaking. They are not speaking. They are quiet. Let me read this for you. This says, Biafrans, we must be aware that the time for volunteering military service is fast approaching. The enemies are not backing down, and we Biafrans won't back down either. We must be ready to defend Biafra land if they fail to let Biafra go. Now, those people talking about action, are they ready to take that action to defend Biafra land? Not the kind of Mbano. I don't even think those people shouting for actions are ready. How are you? Tell me, are you ready? If you were part of those shouting for action, are you ready? How can you be ready if you do not understand the place of leadership and subject yourself under the leadership, under a leader? Learn, understand the principles of leadership. Now, this post, Mazichina Sanworu's post went on to say, volunteering military service in Biafra land will stabilize the security of our towns and communities. Above all, we can protect our land against external aggressors, especially the murderous Nigerian military, Fulani herdsmen, and Islamic jihadists. That's right. Volunteering military service will teach young Biafrans what it takes to be patriotic. It will cultivate leadership skills among our youths. Our people can learn to take responsibility. This is, for me, this is the ultimate, learning to take responsibility. It says, let me repeat it. It says, our people can learn to take responsibility to face off the Nigerian military aggression. The service will train you on how to defend your places against Nigerian military aggression, and above all, equip you for self-defense. I will have to repeat this paragraph again. I love this paragraph. I will have to repeat it, but let me finish, then I'll repeat it. Our military volunteers will be trained to be independent and cultivate abilities to meet a variety of challenges, and above all, they will be trained to be disciplined, because many of our people lack discipline when it comes to collective activities. Think about it and be ready to answer the call wholeheartedly. We shall never retreat nor surrender. All hell Biafra. I saw somebody's post talking about it, and the person was so excited. And this is my friend on Facebook, and this guy is somebody that has been, when you see him, you see loyalty to the ideas, loyalty to the leadership, loyalty to structure. You see discipline. You see, most of the people who are excited about this opportunity are people who are disciplined, not those who want action, but disciplined people. Not those who want action, but disciplined people. Do you know that there is an action that you will take and the future that you have will end? There won't be any future anymore for you because of one action that you took. One action that you took, and it messes up everything that you have worked a long time for, that you have worked so hard for. So you must have understanding of discipline. When you are in organization, you understand the place of discipline. Discipline. Very, very important. Now, let me repeat that paragraph I read. It says, volunteering military service will teach young Biafrans what it takes to be patriotic. Because there is nobody that is patriotic in Nigeria. Let's be honest about it. Nobody is patriotic. And the reason is well known. The reason is because, Nigeria is not a country. Nigeria is not a nation. So how can you be patriotic to an idea that is not yours? You are patriotic to yours. Like you are a Biafran, you must be patriotic to Biafra. But you cannot be patriotic to Nigeria. Even Nigeria itself knows. That's why they treated Onyema the way they treated Onyema. That is why they can use Peter Obi the way they want to use him. That is why your politicians can be treated the way they want to be treated. Because Nigeria knows that, hey, you are supposed to know that we have no loyalty to you. That their loyalty is to those who created them in London. That is where their loyalty lies, not with you. Now, this is your nation. Your own nation. And this process will give you the opportunity to be able to create it, to see it come to pass. Not create it, to salvage it. I used the wrong word, to salvage it. Because you cannot create something that has already been created. Biafra is already there. Biafra has been in existence for thousands of years. Therefore, what are we doing? We are rescuing it. We are, what's that word I used earlier on? Salvaging it. The Christians call it salvation. What you are about to witness is what I call salvation. If you are ready for this, then you know that you are ready for salvation. Forget any other thing. This is heaven on earth. This is heaven coming to you. You are ready for this is salvation. Oh, sometimes why I speak from the Bible. Do you know why? You know why? Because I think that book is one of the most intelligent books ever written. I think it is one of them. I'm not saying the most. I'm saying one of them. And I think you can use it to paint any picture you want. Let me be honest with you. You can use it to paint any picture you want. And if I decide to open a church, I think speaking from the Bible, there are things that you can be able to use to teach things positively. But if you are one who is more interested in not finding, if you are the one not interested in solution, then you just use it uselessly. Because, okay, let me give you this instance now. There was a time the Bible had different ones. There was one for slaves and one for masters. Now, before they brought everything together, right? So the one for masters helped in creating an understanding that puts you in a place where you feel like you can do anything, in a place where you become like God. But the one for slaves put them in a place where they felt and became slaves. This is the Bible we're talking about. There was two versions, two types during slavery. One that was given to slaves to read and memorize, because they say faith. What is faith? Something that hasn't happened that you're looking up to, which means your future actions, basically. Faith comes by hearing and hearing the word of God. And who is God? God is what you define it to be. So if they give you the Bible and tell you this is God and you believe it and you accept it to be God, they tell you this came from God who lives in heaven, and you accept it, then it becomes God to you. It becomes God to you. Hence, our late sister Miriam T. Heather once said that you can get spirituality from any religion. You can get spirituality from any religion, but There are some religions you must understand that simply because you can get it from any religion doesn't mean you must engage in every religion or just any religion, because every religion is a political structure that is designed for the interest of the people who designed it. So yes, you can be spiritual and all of that, but here on earth you become worthless, you become useless. What then is the need for your spirituality? You are not living in a spirit land, you are living here on earth. Here on earth. You must be earthly. If God wants you to be in heaven, He would have made you as an angel. So the line is open. Please call in and be part of this conversation. I'm sure you are excited to volunteer. Whether you are in America, wherever you are, as long as you understand that this is not one of those, the army is not one of those where you come and you have an opinion, you go about talking. The army is also not a place where you come, you make things public, things that has been in there, that has been said there, you come out in public, you're telling us. No, the army is a place of discipline. And the line is open. You can call in and be part of this conversation. The number to call is +27780645457. The number to call is +27780645457. I wanted to tell you another thing that happened as a teenager, but I think that will be a conversation for tomorrow. Let us go to the news while I wait for your calls. And this is IPOB's press release. Let's start with this one. This IPOB's press release that says, IPOB press release, April 2nd, 2024. This is published on Biafra Post. You can find this on Biafra Post with a heading that says, your plot to destroy IPOB and establish a cattle ranch for Fulani bandits in Enugu will fail. IPOB. IPOB challenges Governor. So this, you can find it on the Biafra Post. Biafra Post. Okay. It says, IPOB press release published on the Biafra Post, April 2nd, 2024. This is the day it was published on Biafra. Okay, April 2nd, 2024. It says, the attention of the global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, ably led by the great and amiable leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has been drawn to the plan of the Nigeria selected governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mba, to destroy IPOB in that state. It is unfortunate, excuse me, it is unfortunate that Peter Mba wants to tread the path of shame and destruction, which he has seen backfire on others who have tried. Dr. Mba mentioned 8 non-IPOB members whom he wrongly linked to IPOB. They are Mazi Sunday Obodo, Mazi Destiny Okoye, Mazi Chukura Oke, Mazi Emeka Onu, Mazi Friday Egu, Mazi Oji Ndo, Mazi Stephen Mado, and Mazi Buchi Eze. For clarity and purpose and record purpose, these Peter Mba linked to IPOB are not IPOB members, and the movement never seen these Peter Mba thugs as IPOB members. So Peter Mba, you must stop mentioning them as IPOB members. IPOB doesn't engage criminals. IPOB is working hard to provide security and direction that many southeastern governors have refused or failed to provide, while their counterparts in the Northern Territory are being funded and protected by the Nigeria government. Southeastern governors are conspiring to destroy IPOB, who is their last line of defense in Biafra land. Some governors in the southeast are under pressure from the Fulani Caliphate in the Nigeria government to destroy IPOB to pave the way for their foot soldiers, the murderous Fulani jihadist herdsmen terrorists, to invade Alibo. Peter Mba, we are waiting for you and your government. Okay. So I'm going to leave it here because this is on the Biafra post. You can go and find it. You can read it. It's also on our wall on Facebook. I will just have to get back to it later. There is also another one, another IPOB press release that I would like to read shortly after this caller. Mazi, welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo Mazi, ụtụtụ ọma, ya dịrị gị na mma.
Ndewo nwa Chineke, Sochima Mbanali. Ezigbo nwa Chineke, udo dịrị gị, dịrị ụmụ Biafra niile, dịrị ụmụ ndị ihe ọma na-adị mma. My name remains Mazi Obasi Ejikeme. I'm calling from blessed land of Biafra. Biafra is our number one religion. On this Haro platform is where we worship Ezechukwokuka Abiyama, the God of our land, the God of our ancestors, the God of the truth, the God of the trust, the God of honor, the God of faith, the God of sacrifice, the God of wisdom, the God of peace, the God of freedom, the God of Mazi Nnamdi Okuchukwu Kanu, the God who created us and mounted us in our land is our God. Mazi Nnamdi Okuchukwu Kanu is our leader. He's still in the hand of evil people. He's still in the hand of the killers, the deadly killers that in Nigerian created. But ihe anyị na-ayọ Chukwuokuka Abịama ekwena ka anyị were maka ihe isi ike gbakọta ya azụ ya mere ụmụ Igbo ebere anyị na-ata afụfụ na one Nigeria ebere ya ka anyị na-ayọ mana ya nye anyị ike that power ya nye anyị that moral anyị na-akpọ ya ebube ka ọ banye ụmụ Igbo niile n'ime ka anyị marụ na anyị ga-azọnwa onwe anyị na ọ bụla ọkwa onye ọzọ ga-azọpụta anyị ka anyị na-ayọ ya nke a ka anyị ga na-emekwa n'uche ya na mbọsị ya niile n'aha Chukwuokuka Abịama ise. Mazi, when you started about our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When you talk our leader, I remembered the way he begins about this. The way he taught us, the way we surrounded him, he started preaching us about Nigeria, about Igbo history, about Nigeria and every British. He started teaching us and until our eyes opened. And when I look at his face, when he asked some of our people, said, "What are you doing now as a living?" If you said no, he said, "No, we cannot have you here. You're supposed to go and look something doing so that when they say you should bring 1 naira, you bring because Biafra is collective effort, not individual." He said, "Go and find something doing so that you can have the experience to do whatever we have to do to separate ourselves from Nigeria." Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a special human being sent by Ezechukwokuka Abiyama. We cannot afford to lose him in the hand of evil people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we can never find that kind of person in the 100 years to come. Please, great Biafrans, everybody is supposed to put hand in that tray so that we can be free from these people. As far as God will look on our face when we are sinking, our legs are going down, our elders are begging to have a president in the country that called their own. Our elders are begging to do what? To have the political position in the country they are called their own. I said no. I can never be a son of beggars. Who are you begging? A Fulani carpet. Who are you begging? A Yoruba man. But you have your own, you're supposed to have your own nation to determine your destiny, to determine your future. You are forcing yourself to Nigeria. Why? Why must we be suffering? Killing us, nobody's saying anything. They're destroying our property, nobody's saying anything. And I asked them, "Please, Mazi, you are one of our professors. I want to know this. In the military, what do you do before you reach a rank of general?" Mazi, I'm asking you, as it mean Hello, Mazi.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, I ask in the military, what and what do you need to do to reach the rank of general? Because what I'm seeing in Nigeria na agba mmadụ anya mmiri.
Okay. I for to begin with, I need to put a disclaimer. I've never been in the military. I was in a paramilitary back in the days as a teenager, but that was just it. And then, so I've never been in the military. But I will tell you with the little experience that it takes about 20 years to get to the point the rank of general. It takes about 20 years. And then it's not just about the time that it takes. There are education. That's why they send them to schools for them to advance, complete some education, training programs. And then there are, I think there is also a place of war that they need to go to war before they become a particular level. But I'm not sure if they have to go to war. But at the end of the day, the thing is that they must have a general understanding of how the military works, the operations of the military, the procedures, the policies. I think these are the things that they look at in making one a general. And also the issue of being in a war. Thinking about it, I know I have read somewhere where it talks about you must have been involved in a war to get up to a certain level. I don't know what it's called again, but that I cannot really ascertain that it is absolutely correct before you become a general, because we have seen Nigeria hasn't been to really, I mean, any war. They haven't fought any war except just missions, peacekeeping, so they haven't really fought any war. But they have generals. That's overall, I'm just going to say a career in the military should be one of dedication and commitment, and one that has gone through adequate training. I don't know if that answers the question. And like
Yes,
I
I'm understand
yeah.
very, very well. Yeah.
Okay.
When we look at the country we are into, we see when the Fulani people went to Lekki and kill people, all of them now is all those people that kill innocent souls in the same country, those that need to protect, their now is generals. You see an Hausa man kill Igbo man, that will make him a general. The same country we are in. You see a Yoruba man kill an Igbo man who does not do anything, that make him a general. You see people leaping, telling us communal crashes. They are called the Janjawees to come and make peace. They will reach there and kill innocent people, because in Nigeria, make it possible that as far as you kill an Igbo man, you are qualified to be a general in Nigeria. How can we be in the same country with this kind of mindset of people? Because our people does not reason that Nigerian does not want us. That is why today our leader Mazin Nnamdi Kanu stay in the hand of DSS, who made it so our people. The evil politicians in our land, and some people who are newly elected, who are newly selected, not elected itself. Peter Mba is trying their hard to kill their own people for the favor of Fulani terrorists who are killing people in Uzo One since in 2019 till today. And he working directly to make room for them. And he trying to tag IPOB a bad name. Anyị sikwa na ọfọ ka anyị ji ndị a, anyị ga-akpọkwa ndị a n'ogu, anyị ga-atụgide ha n'ogu, ha mara na afọ ka anyị ji ha. Onwere onye anyị kpọrọ asị. This thing these people are doing, you ask Igbo man, what have you done to qualify general in Nigeria army? He will tell you that He forced his own people to believe in one Nigeria. Now he's a spokesman in the army, a general. But always any agụgha defend the evil that's going on in Nigeria. Oh yeah, na Nigeria. You see what these people are turning us into. An Igbo man can never stand up on his own, say the truth the way it is. Instead of that, we make him a general to come and lie, to come and cover evil things that are going on. Look at this Easter. They are saying they are celebrated. Do you know how many people have died? Do you see it in Nigerian news? The answer is no. And the people who are forcing us to believe in this kind of entity, this kind of destiny destroyer called Nigerian, created by evil British. I said, who created this kind of quagmire called Nigeria must be a demon. And those who created SARS must be an evil people. Nigeria is evil, and we must fight to destroy it before it consumes all of us. Great Biafrans, what we are encouraging everybody is this: nobody can save us. Nobody will save our land from us. Only us can determine. Only us can stand up and say enough is enough. Support ESN. Train yourself hard. Remove fear from your own eyes. Call Ezechukwu Biama. Konya anyị ebube. Ịmara when ebube stand. Onwere yenda ugwu ga-eme. We must continue working in the direction of our leaders. Those who know, who are disciplined, because if we want to be free, we must be disciplined to the core. We have common enemies. Our enemies is a Fulani terrorist created by elders, northern elders and their politicians, to come and destroy Igbo people, to come and make us to look like bad people. So we must say no to it, support ESN, train yourself hard, be with our leadership, please and praise. I ask our elders, those who still love our land, to stand up and speak and say enough is enough. And we said, what we stand on is the discharge and acquitted. For you to go into court again, trying to make us useless, trying us insulting our great leader, that whenever he went to court, our people will be around shouting, telling him up. You wanted to disgrace our leader by going back door, telling us you are defending him in the law court. Why? Because you want your own. Thank you, Mazi. May Elohim bless you for your good work.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate your contribution this morning. Thank you very, very much. I have a caller on the line. Caller, good morning. Ndewo. Welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Yes, please go ahead.
And I am also using this opportunity to greet our people by saying good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I am so happy and I am so glad. I've been hearing your program every morning, but today it is different from others since I have been hearing it. And that is why I always say that no here order. IPOB is too much. IPOB have no other organization since I was born to compare with. And that is why our DOS members, I always praise them because God gives them wisdom. And with wisdom, we are winning. This is to show that the wisdom they are utilizing it. And my prayer is that may Chukwu Kadama give them more wisdom. And you people also, our radio presenters. This announcement you have started giving, that is to show that we are moving. That is, and the word of hope also. So, my people, whoever that is hearing my voice this morning, more especially our youth or any of our family member, if you have a son or a daughter that is perfect, voluntarily, I love that, voluntarily. All we are doing is voluntarily, not that you pay somebody, you said, or you promise. No, voluntarily. And that is the strongest army on earth. My brother, my name is Mazenwanko, the throat pusher. I'm calling from my location. I don't have much to say, only to say that Chipu Kadama will be our guardian. As the last caller said, Ebube, you know when Ebube is inside you, if your enemy see you, even without go and tell, he will give up. And that is the Ebube will lead our army when the time reach. I know that. Thank you. And God bless you.
God bless you too, Mazi. I appreciate your call always. Thank you very much. Thank you and thank you. This today is the third day of April 2024, and the time now is 35 minutes past the hour of 6 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. Now, let me take you through this. There is a paragraph or two that I did not read from the press release that says your plot to destroy IPOB and establish cattle ranch for Fulani bandits in Enugu will fail. IPOB challenges Governor Mba. So there is one or two paragraphs I want to bring to you before I get onto the next IPOB press release, which says, we assure them that no governor can stop or destroy IPOB. In the process of stopping IPOB, the compromised governors can only create more insecurity in their states that will eventually destroy them and their careers. We are calling the citizens of Enugu State to call their Fulani selected governor, Peter Mba, to order. In the desperation to honor his agreement with the Fulani nationalists, Governor Peter Mba will destroy Enugu State. Dr. Peter Mba wants to join Hope Uzodinma and other northern governors who enrich themselves from insecurity by collecting more money from security votes. These people mentioned above as IPOB in 2012, the time IPOB was a child of 2 years, will destroy Peter Mba and his government in Enugu State. IPOB did not call for protest in any part of the southeast. Nevertheless, whether rumors of protest or not, IPOB won't succumb to any blackmail or threat. IPOB is focused on the restoration of Biafra independence as a sovereign nation and is not against or after any governor, and we are not interested in their political blackmail and propaganda. But any government that is against IPOB, we shall be against it. Since they selected Peter Mba as governor of Enugu State last year, and he has been working round the clock to fight and destroy IPOB, which is not possible. But ask your fellow Fulani puppet in Imo State how market he bought and he cannot cook. The only beef Dr. Peter Mba has with IPOB is our stand against Fulani ranch establishment in Enugu State. IPOB maintains our no stance on Fulani ranches, and there is nothing Peter Mba can do to placate IPOB to establish Fulani ranch, Ruga settlement in Enugu State. While IPOB is countering the influx of Fulani militias into Enugu communities, Peter Mba is encouraging Fulani herdsmen to take over some communities. But irrespective of the evil agreement that Peter Mba has with his Fulani masters, IPOB will never allow Fulani to occupy any inch of land in Biafra land. We challenge Peter Mba to start planned attacks on IPOB members in Enugu and face the consequences. Your fellow Fulani puppet in Imo State should tell you of the outcome of his choice to fight IPOB with Ebobago militia and Nigerian security agencies. IPOB will be waiting for Dr. Peter Mba to unleash his newly recruited security outfit. He who fetches an ant-infested firewood will definitely have Lizard as guest. Comrade Ima Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for IPOB. Okay. This last paragraph is very interesting because it's very interesting. It's very interesting. It says, while IPOB is countering the influx of Fulani militias into Enugu State, this kind of information, you don't even get it in the public. I didn't want to go back to it, but because of how interesting it is, I needed to just touch on it a bit. You see, this information is not the type of information that you see IPOB talking about how they've been countering the Fulani terrorists that are in our land. You don't find it just all over the media. It is not the way that IPOB operates. IPOB is looking for solution, and IPOB is simply about the results, not about the Mazitina Samoru said it is content creation. It's not about, he said this struggle is not about content creation. So IPOB is about the results, not about, like he said, it's content creation. No, it's not about that. Okay, this other statement is titled Food Security. I'm reading from the same website, the same news website called the Biafra Post. You can go there and you can check out this news. It says food sufficiency. IPOB mobilizes philanthropies to support Biafra farmers with seedling and farming elements. Promises to support selected farmers. Urge all to participate in this farming season. Now, this is another press release from IPOB. It is IPOB press release published on the Biafra Post, April 2, 2024. And it says, the Global Family and Movement of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, ably led by the great, confident, and indefatigable leader, Mazin Nnamdi Okuchukwu Kanu, calls on Biafrans to invest heavily in agriculture this planting season. It is time for us to create food sufficiency in Biafra land because we have the means and the fertile lands to make it happen. IPOB calls on every Biafran to start farming on all agricultural products, particularly cash crops, to avert the impending famine in Nigeria. There is famine looming in Nigeria, and Biafrans must be prepared to avert the impending danger of starvation. Hence, IPOB is calling on all Biafran philanthropies to support farmers in their communities by purchasing seedlings and other farming implements for them instead of giving them temporary food items. Farmers should be encouraged and supported to go into farming instead of sharing consumable foods with our people. Investors should start agricultural cottage industries to process and preserve agricultural products for export. Biafrans have fertile and arable land for good yield. Other than cash crop production, our people can invest in animal husbandry. More so, Biafrans should invest in agricultural research centers for quality research and development focused on growing our native food products efficiently. Ndị Igbo, it's time to learn how to fish instead of just buying fish to eat. IPOB equally calls on patriotic Biafrans To sensitize our people on the importance of farming, our people should understand that farming is very important. We should not believe in buying everything we eat from the market. As Biafrans, we must make food sufficiency a priority. We must not allow our enemies to have full control of our food supply and supply chain. Any nation that is incapable of feeding themselves will always be left in a vulnerable situation. Our people must be involved in the production of all cash crops, vegetables, and livestock that we utilize daily. On the part of IPOB, we will provide high-quality seedlings to some selected farmers to plant this planting season. Most importantly, IPOB/ESN has made appreciable gains in securing our forests, bushes, and farmlands against the marauding Fulani herdsmen jihadists to create a conducive environment to allow our farmers to return to their farms. ESN operatives are combat ready to ensure that marauding Fulani herdsmen jihadists will not destroy our farmlands. The agenda of Fulani is to make Biafrans food dependent on their product. Okay, it says the agenda of Fulani is to make Biafrans food dependent on their products from northern Nigeria. But IPOB has destroyed their evil agenda. IPOB and its ESN loyalty lies with Biafrans. Therefore, Biafrans should invest heavily in agriculture to provide food for consumption at home and also for exportation. Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for IPOB. Now, I'll take one last call and then we'll bring this program to an end. Mazi Okechukwu Ndewo Ututoma, please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion.
Mazi Mbanali nwanne m nwoke, Chukwu okike abịama, ekekere ụwa niile, the owner of life and death, udo edere njisi ike. And let it be a direct warning to every human being on this earth. They were not joking with our freedom. We are a different people from other people. Completely excellent difference. We don't need war to be free because we are the children of the owner of this earth. Mazi Mbanali, kwiro tem shengwe, dede chike dozem, oke bụba kere ụwa kere anyị niile ma ọkụkọ ma ntami moroko ndị pastọ na-amado onye ọwụ. Also need the war. N'elu ụwa. America score, she let them test. We are Biafrans. Any nation try. We want to be free from England, English people. Do we need war? It's a superior argument. And then the chike does him. Very, very important. There, first address, chapter 8, and the same first address, chapter 9. Ezra arrives in Jerusalem, and the document that Artisans gave to Ezra, the plan to end mixed marriage, and Ezra reads the law to the people. They don't have the kind of, so what happens to terrorism? They don't have the kind of a politician, Benjamin idiot. You are using political solution to judge the dead. Under what level, under condition, again, in any minute when I go there. Benjamin, you just go there now. Because there will be no mercy. There will be no mercy. And the lesson, let me tell you, Benjamin, nothing of the man was in his own time, when he was fighting this freedom that I fight, he said it clear. We ask for no pity from anybody. And we all know it's not any apology. What we want is the success of the freedom of our people, Biafrans. This time around, we will teach Sochima and the Tinubu a lesson they will never forget in their life. Let it Tinubu, president of Contraction Nigeria, Oko, America. Are you competent? That is a P2B, and the P2B keep your brain with you, and you get back to your fatherland. One need working. Happen about the time, Got in the course in Nigeria and Supreme Court and the set at a court. Men gone in the 19th. Got that down. Mpapi otu totori. Ya wuru ngo gile so tin chobe de bi naga. Ebe na ga imeji ile onwe ngo. Ole so ta na yikwa sa kan na kwe magele hem again. Esokwelu umu idota mo so de mba. O ọmụ gọvanọ of Abia State rụọ anyị ụzọ. Islamic Bank chinye ngilo ha nyeghị ọrụ ego anyị la Thunder gbagbukwa ha. Ha nyeghị enukwa shiwe. Make sure na bad upright. That is the name you will get. And to make sure the demand for the release of our leader, Anam Ginazuzo Mboye. That is DSS. Thunder Babukwe, that monkey DSS. I still have to go to Ashebumi. They to go to Ashebumi.
Time is up.
Kachuko Kikada na go down in Biafra France. Kaina lota nudo ending Mr. Marriage. I got a Lundoncha. Ndebo, what a letter Chebugalun, Ntori, Lomu, and Kunu, Hutacha. No Tacha. All Biafrans.
All hell Biafra. Thank you very much. And this is where we'll bring this program to an end. Thank you very much to every single person who who has been part of this program. To those who were able to call in and those who could not, thank you all very, very much. I appreciate being here. I appreciate our conversation. I appreciate hearing from you. It is wonderful. I'm always on Facebook trying to read your comments on Radio Biafra, always reading your comments. And sometimes I cannot read them out here. But when you make a comment that I think will lead us in the direction or bring more clarity to what we are saying, I try to read it. Thank you very much to every single person, because as I am here, I am also learning. This is a learning curve for me, not just for somebody at his home who is still in bed waking up. No. It's not just a learning curve for you. It is also a learning curve for me. So I appreciate you for being there and for listening. Thank you very much for this wonderful day. Thank you. Let me say something. I don't come here every day and thank the DOS. I don't do that. Do you know why? Because I am one of those who I don't like thanking. I also don't like being thanked, especially if I'm doing something that I am supposed to do. If I am carrying out my responsibility, I don't like being thanked. And I feel like it's unnecessary. And I feel like this is how I feel. I'm just telling you how I feel. I'm not saying it is unnecessary. I'm simply saying this is how I feel. But it is very, very important for us to recognize, for us to understand that these people are doing amazing work. Just because I don't say it often enough doesn't mean it is not true. I just have my way of reasoning. But the fact of the matter is that these people are working very, very hard to ensure that our program, to ensure that this program of freedom, this program of success is achieved. To ensure that our freedom, both for those who are in different solitary confinements, those who are in different prisons, those who are in different places, even those who are scattered all over the world, we are all in prison all over the world to ensure that we receive our freedom. Do you know that when Biafra comes, even our people who are in jail in different countries will find also opportunities to regain their freedom? Have you seen it from that way as well? So this is a wonderful job that the leadership is doing, and once in a while I come here and I thank them. So this is that one of those once in a while. I thank them very much. ESN, wonderful men and women, thank you all very much for the work you do. And to everybody who is excited, just like I am, everybody who is excited about the opportunities to belong to a disciplined organization like we are, everybody who is opportune, who is excited towards the prospects of the Biafran army, I am as excited as you are. And it is a work that we are doing for ourselves. This is not one you are doing for some people in England. This is not the one you're doing for you don't even know how it's gonna, the outcome. No, this is the one that you are in charge. You decide the outcome. You decide the outcome. You decide the outcome. So as you are excited, I am also excited. But we must also understand that it is hard work. Hard work should be exciting for you. Hard work should be exciting. If it is exciting for you, then you are in a wonderful place. And if it is not, then it is time for you to learn discipline. Thank you very much to every single person. Mazin Namdekano must be released. There is no doubt about that. They will have a wonderful, wonderful day. Keep your head up, you're a Biafran. They will.
A lot from them. Thanks, Achik, for coming. Thank you. I appreciate it, Duncan. And it's like deja vu for me.
No, we are a peaceful group. No, we are a peaceful group. No way, no way. No way, no way. No way, no way. Yeah!
We a violent group. No. Are we a terrorist group? The answer is no. Then, how can the victim be considered as a perpetrator of the act? How can someone who is defending his life be considered as someone who is destroying the land? IPOB has never and will never consent and destruction in any part of the world. Do not be deceived. Many are unconscious loafers claiming they are IPOB, but they are not. So, discontinue and disregard any information documenting IPOB because it is false.
We are a peaceful group. We are a peaceful group.